and understand their spending behavior through visual insights. So yeah, basically the app helps you to get an idea of how you could track your daily expenses, how you could set a goal like spending minimum amount, how you go like, and also could have get an idea how you could store or how you could save your money, how your debt budget can be balanced. You could have track all these things through this app. So yes, basically, it is built using Android Studio, Kotlin, and the Jetpack Compose. It also majorly focuses on simplicity plus smart insights. So this is all about the project overview of the Spencer de Grave call it as a Fin AI matrix. Next, moving to the purpose and goals of this app. Yes, the purpose and goals of this project is basically this project. It's just not to build an app or to not to giving a submission or not getting marks in the internship. Yeah, this is to build or to demonstrate real world skills like UI designs, database handling, and logical thinking. You could have come across with all these particular major areas. And while explaining with some of the goals, while explaining some goals like you could track daily income expenses, or you could have show financial health and help users make better decisions on all it. So yeah, you could have seen these things over there, and this app can actually be used in real life. And as I said, it's not just for a marks. This is you can have also implement for your real life and also. So yeah, no, so take it on note on seriously and go on building by considering all the requirements and all the major minimal aspects, which is given over here. So next, moving with the scopes of the applications, where you could see the scope. Basically, it means that what you have to build and what the things you should not build. Like what the things has to be present in your app and what the things has to be eliminated in your app, or what the things has not to be implemented in your app. So this is the scope of the applications. So yeah, when it comes to the scope, you could have include the expense. Is any issues over here? Any issues over there? Okay, okay, okay. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. And the right screen, right? Now I guess you could have seen the right screen, right? Yeah. Okay. Got it. Got it. So yeah, scopes of the applications and what are of the out of the scopes. We'll look into these parts in the in this particular area. So yes, when it comes to the in-scope functionalities, could I have add a expense tracking where you could have tracked the expenses, what like for example in daily life we will spend a little or huge amount, whatever we are spending the money, we could have track all even a single penny of it. And when next coming with the second, that is budget setting, you could have set up budget and create creation and giving it an alerts, not spending or not exceeding on the budget, and adding the chats and reports where you could have see the where you could have easily analyze what are all the spendings of it, and you could have work on that particular area. And data storage, yeah, data storage, when it comes to the data storage, it's all about like storing all the particular or storing all the data in a one storing all the data in a one single time or one single area over there. So yes. Next, when it comes to the out of the scope, bank integration and online payments, and also the cloud-based AI training model. So this will be considered, or this can be considered as a further extensions also. You could have implement this, but it will be quite challenging. It's behind of your work. So yeah, it's kept as an out of the scope, or it's like not including in the functionalities for these internships. So yeah, next coming with the next, that is target users and the personas. Yeah, this is basically like this app design is for people like students, employees, and even of families. This is, you could have see these many things in the all these different areas. As I said, you know, students, professional, working professionals, and even the families also. These on these particular areas, you could have seen this app in the daily lives, and also for example, the college student, as you can see, to save their to manage the pocket money, how and the expenses and saving the goals. Like I have to save these much money in this particular area. I have to spend less on these parts. You could have seen in the college students and working professionals to track monthly spendings and requiring payments, and also the household budgets to manage family or home expenses efficiently. So you could see these many different structures on those particular areas of these app works like this. And but they have also given some user persona examples. The name Priya Sharma, age 21, occupation is student, and her goal was to monitor her monthly spending and reduces unnecessary expenses. Yeah, but the pain points of her is she might forget where the money goes and struggle to save it. So you could have concentrate on these key aspects. See, a pain points is she'll forget where money goes, where did she spends on some many things. She might forget all these things, and she's very struggling to save the money because it's going with a water flow. So this is the pain points of the Priya Sharma, and also the expectations of wants to an easy app that summarizes her all her spendings visually. So building these apps helps you to maintain or to understand all these major concepts in this particular area. Moving to the functional requirements, what are all the major requirements as being implemented in here in the app? So is there some of the students has been giving a thumbs down? Is there any issues over here, right? I guess everything is clear, right? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Coming to the functional requirements. Functional requirements, as you can see, there are some major functional requirements: user management, expense and income management, budget management, analytics, dashboard, reports, smart capabilities. It's optional. Yeah, they have given the many functionalities requirements for your app. So we'll go on with the one by one parts. So first with the user management, where you have to implement the things like user can add the expenses. And also, you should see that the user should get a register or login. It's optional for basic use, but yeah, you could have tried on it and to store the user data locally in offline mode, and the basic profile with the name, income range, and the currency preference. So next, moving to the expense and income management. Yeah, when it comes to the expense and income management, users should have the options like you could have when they use the options like you should have add, edit, delete. It's like good operations where you could have see, create, read, update, and delete all those expenses and entities. So users should have these Yeah, so users should have these access in the app itself. So next, moving to the categories, I have mentioned some of the categories. So you could have gone, you could have researched, and you could have seen the many different categories. So it's also during for the payments. They have given some of the categories like food, travel, shopping, rent, health, and others, etc. So yeah, and as you see, each entry should include every entry should include the major points, that is amount, category, and date. So this is the major entry should be included for the all the categories and all. The payment method and the short note is an optional, but yeah, those three things should be implemented as it's very important part. And add income entries to calculate the monthly balance. Yeah. Next, moving with the budget management. Basically, the budget management is like how user sets monthly or weekly budget, and how it could have see the progresses of budget consumption, how much budget has been consumed and how much has been still being can be used over there. You could have seen these things in the budget management, and they're basically the notification which helps a lot. The notification helps in the manner where the user will get the notify when he's spending excess of amount. So there should be a notification to get a reminder of get to getting him a reminder that he's spending a minimal amount over there. So there should be a notification in the app. Next, analytics dashboards. Coming to the analytics dashboard, there should be some analytics part, view analytics part, all the graphs or the pie charts you could have included to see easily to see the expenses and budget saving overall there. So it's being for the analytics part. And coming to the reports, as you can see, generating reports by date range or category export. But exporting data as CSV, it's just an optional feature. You could have implement the to generate reports by date range for the categories over there. Next, coming to the smart capabilities, where it's optional, but you could have come across all these points over here. Next, coming with the non-functional requirements. Coming to the non-functional requirements. So what are all the non-functional requirements is? So basically this defines how well the app should perform. Yes, it should be a fast loading where the performance it comes to fast loading. The app should load within or under the 2 seconds. Usability, it should be like easy to use for the users. There should be no any difficulties by using the apps. Reliability, no, there should be no crashes or no losing data unexpectedly. Clear, and it should be reliable. Portability, it should be compatible with the Android. Sorry. It should be compatible with the Android 9.0 and above. And coming to the scalability, architecture should allow future AI or cloud extensions and all. Yeah, next security, it's the basic part. It's the just give me a second. Yes, security. Basically, the security refers for the securing the data. Sensitive data like income information should be stored securely using the room encryption or the local data protections. Next, moving to the system architecture. Yeah, moving to the system architecture. Basically, system architecture it has a pattern for it. For the system architecture, there is a pattern called MVVM architecture. So basically, it is a model view and view model pattern. So this is a pattern you have to follow for your app. This it is a system architecture for your app. As you can see, The view, I'll explain that, but also they have given some architecture of the app that the local database is to being stored in the room database. You could have used the Firestore database also to store the data, the backend part, and UI, Jetpack, Compose component, the data layer, repository classes handle, habits handles the CRUD operations where you could have all know the create, read, update, and delete operations, and view layer with the screens built using the Compose. See, as I said, you what the pattern of MVVM architecture, that is the first view is the UI part, that's the user. Then next after view, then we'll move to the view model, which it is sorry. Then after it's a view model, which is a logic part. Sorry. Yeah, it is a logic. Then after that, the repository. After that, the model comes with the data. So basically, the flow should be like user, UI. First, user goes to the UI, then the view model, repository, and the database. This structure makes this helps or this structure makes app clean and easy to maintain. So this is the thing you're doing over there. Coming up with the next thing, that is the database schema. The database is like a table storing all the data. Yeah, so the schema, how it should be look like is in this way. The different things or the different tables in the database schema should be there. The expense should be there, income, budget, user is optional, and the fields for the expenses is amount, category, date, note, payment method, and description is, yeah, what are all the things is being coming into the fields is all to store the expense entries over there. When it comes to the income, amount, date, source, node, etc., and the description is all about like store the income data, store income data. Next, coming with the budget, monthly or limit amount, which is monthly budget information and user. It's an optional, but the name and mail for the basic user data. So this is the how database schema should look like. Next, coming with the user flow. Coming with the user flow diagram, that's a text outline. Just give me a second. So yes, continuing with the user flow diagram, it's a text outline. Basically, the user flow, it is when user opens an app, they should see a dashboard, then they can add an expenses, save it, and immediately they could have see the updated data. And they have also given some of the steps of the user flow diagram. That is the splash screen. When they move on with the splash screen, they have to move on next with the home or the home dashboard. After home dashboard, there should be an expense or add income part. If you click on that, they should go with the add entry. After adding an entry, next save. After save, it should be written to the dashboard with the updated chat so that they could have seen the menu budget settings and also the reports or analytics. And yeah, the logout option, it's logout or exit is it's an optional. So you should see in this way, there should be the flow of your app. It should be in a correct sequence order, not in any. Yeah, it should be in a correct sequential order, not in any like first add entry, next plus screen. No. So the flow should be in this manner, which like the requirements. It should match the requirements of what you are watching on the screen. So this is the flow or the user flow of the diagram, the text outline. Next, coming with the UI UX guidelines. So the app should be simple and clean so that users don't get confused. There should be no confusion or confusing areas, confusing areas or confusing parts in your app. There should be clean and clear message or clean and clear structure of your app. For example, minimalistic and clutter-free design. You should use a neutral background like white or light gray, highlighting key numbers in the color, for green for income, and red for expense. You could have match all the color codes, and it should be in the minimal. It should look very clean and picture out there. They have also given some of key screens ideas. Also, you could have seen the screen. That is a splash or intro screen with the app logo plus tagline. Then with the home dashboard should include with the total balance, expense summary, quick add buttons, and expense screen with the category selector plus input fields, analytics screen with the pie chart plus monthly graph, setting screen with the profile, currency, budget setup. So you could have seen they have also even some key screens. Behind this also you could have research and you could have also add on your own ideas with the different features also. They have given idea of what are all the bare minimum key screens should be there before this project. And also they have given some of the color palettes to use for your app. Next, moving with the analytics and reports. So it is basically a raw data which is not useful when you convert it into the chats. So this is all about the analytics and reports. For example, pie chart, which helps you to store the category, date range, amount range, and the bar chart with the monthly trend and all. So this is all about the analytics and the reports. Next, coming with the development plans. Not only just for the 6 weeks breakdown, you have to take it for the clean and clear idea for like 4 weeks. When you concentrate on when you're working more and when you're working hard on with the less time, you will get a better experience with a better output for your app. So they have given an idea. They have been breakdown into all the individual weeks, like what are all the deliverables. You have to come up with a different each week. So you could have gone with these things. We'll be sharing this part. And also next, coming with the next, that is the reference apps. They have given some references app for you. So you could have seen the app. You could have so that you will get an idea of what are all the features they have implemented in the app. So you will get an idea of what are all the things you have to implement, and you could have concentrated all the UI parts and all in that app. So you could have go with these reference apps also. There is your wallet, budget breakers, and another one is Spendy. Yes, and also next coming with the deliverables, where you have to at the end you should submit the complete project with the wireframes. You could have used any of the tools. Wireframe is basically a blueprint or prototype of your app before building. For example, in the previous weeks, you have built your app on your own in the Google AI Studio. So it is a prototype or the blueprint of your app. After that, building a prototype or a blueprint, then you have started implementing on the Android Studio. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. The first you have to keep a copy of your app, that is a wireframe. It is also called as a blueprint or a prototype. You could have used any of the tools, not only you could have just used Figma or Canva over there. And next with the working app should be working in every possible conditions with the logic, user flow, and storing data and all. And next, all with the reports, storing the report parts. What are all the requirements as in the previous pages? It should be matched throughout for the last pitch of your project, what you are doing. And the next, that is the video demonstrations of working condition of your projects should be done over there. Next, moving with the future scope and enhancement ideas. So now you have thought of like implementing only these parts, only these areas which is given over there. So what is been my feature scope means? You could have improve more for the future. The improvements of for any tools will be more. This is the future scope. For example, you could have add AI predictions, cloud backups, receipt scanning. So this is the behind of your work. It's not very easy task, but if you to work accordingly this way, you will get extra marks. I'll also break down the evaluation process of what are all the things and for a particular area will get how much percentage of that mark. See, as I said you, so this is how the evaluation parameter is going to be done. So yeah, on the basis of categories, you could have seen the major five different categories. So the weightage is also basically the functionalities will carry a more weightage of 30 percentage. Then with moving with the UI UX design with the 25 percentage, and the code quality and structure should be clean and clear. So for the 20%, and the extra features, as I said, you implementing any AI features is on the 15%. So overall, you got these percentage at last. The presentations and report. So you will get 90 percentage for the fourth for these many categories, and the last presentation and report for 10 percentage. So this is the 100 percentage breakdown of the evaluation parameters. So next, this is the action items for down. So basically, this is like before you start, before coding, and before you coding and all, you should plan how your project going to be pitched in some of those areas, how you're going to come over that things, and how you are going to work in those parts. So this is called for the next action items for the teams. So you could have decide what are all the features you have to implement, and you could go with the UI designs and assigning some of the things on your own. So this is all about the action items for you, not for the teams, for individual. So there will be no teams for it all. So every project will be done by every individual itself. So this is all about the first project we have gone through. Next, we'll move on with the second project. Yes, moving up with the second project, that is talent mining. Yeah, the second project is all about talent mine. Project name is talent mine. I have been given it as a employee performance tracker. So the basic, the major or the main app name is talent mine. So we'll start with all the individual areas over here, and we'll finish it off by explaining this project. Yes. The So this app, it is a mobile application where it designs to help the companies. It monitors and evaluates employee performance in a structured and digital way. As you can see, in many organizations, performance tracking is done manually using Excel sheets or documents, which increases the manual work or the paperwork. So this app basically reduces those particular parts work, and it helps to analyze or track the employee performances easily. And it also it creates the problems like lack of clarity, inconsistency, and difficulty in analyzing data by creating Excel sheet and all. So this is the best digital way to track the performance of the employee. This app basically solves the problem, allowing managers to track employee tasks, evaluate performances, analyze the productivity, and also the app turns employee performance into a measurable data. So yes, next moving to the purpose and goals of this app. The purpose of this project is to build a real world HR management system that demonstrates that data handling, analytics, and structured design. So the goals of this is to track employee tasks and activities, evaluate performance using ratings, provide insights using the chats, and maintain history of the employee progress. These are all the goals. And also goal is not just like a tracking, but improving performance using the data. Going to the next area, that is scopes of the application, where to define what the things has to be built and what the things has not to be built. That is, the things has to be implemented is add, edit, or delete employees' profiles, assigning tasks, track task status, performance rating system, analytic dashboard, reports, and all. So out of the scope comes under salary, payroll, over system, biometric attendance, AI, AI evaluation. So yes, target users and persons. So this app mainly used by the HR managers, team leaders, and the employees. So the basic example they have given, the person example is, as you can see the name Rahul Verma with the age 24. So the role of us is a junior developer. His goal wants to improve the monitor his progress and understand improvement areas. But the pain points is the feedback process not structured and show of a performance trends. So yeah, the expectations of is a simple transparent system to track performances metrics, where you could have improved on the weak areas what he has been concentrating on. So there are when it comes to the functional requirements, there are many requirements come over here. I'll just explain you on my terms. So functional requirements defines what the app should do. Basically, there are many functional requirements. The first with the employee management, where we could have add or where we could have add and manage the employee details with the name, ID, department, role, and the contact. For example, name Rahul, IT department, and the role developer. Next, coming with the Coming with the task assignment module, where managers can assign tasks to employees. So the fields are task description, deadline, priorities, status, and the status types are the status types is pending, progress completed, and review. Next, performance reviews, and also I guess you know all the parts of performance reviews, analytics sites, and reports, and also the notification limit. It's just like the previous app or we discussed project response. It's the same thing, but there are some major changes. We'll share you this PDF. You have to go on through this thing. Next, coming to the non-functional requirements, as the same thing. It should load within 2 seconds for 100 records. 100 records and usability. Usability. Sorry. Usability. It should be easy navigation. Reliability. Data should not lose. Data should not lose, and security, the safe data and scalability. And coming to the system architecture. System architecture, as we discussed, with the same pattern, that is MBBM pattern. That is all about the model view model pattern. Tech stack, they have given UI database language and the visualization. But I come across that thing. And database scheme, there is a different database scheme for the different projects. For that, you could have seen some of the major different areas. These you could have seen different areas. It's employee, task, performance, and all. With these particular fields and the descriptions, you could have gone with these things. And also user flow. In this user flow, I'll listen carefully. The user flow of this is, instead of this, I'll just explain the key screens, that is the key screens, that is splash or the welcome part. Next, the dashboard with the quick start, stop performers, and employee list with the searchable filter by the departments, employee details with the profile, task, ratings, and next with the performance evaluation screen, analytics screen, chat summarize with the setting or reports. So these are all the key screens has to be included over here. And analytics and insights. Is all about the charts you are creating on it, the bar chart, pie chart, and the line chart, where different chart explains the different thing. One, the bar chart is for the performance, the pie chart is for the department line. Just give me a minute, guys. Yes. Pie chart is for department and the line chart is for the progress part. So the manager can see which employee is improving it all with the own by seeing these chats all year. So chats basically helps to analyze easily the performances of all the employees. Next, development, as you can see, what are all the things you has to be developed on those particular weeks. And also they have given the reference app, you could have gone through it. And at the deliverables, as I said you earlier, you have to create a yes, at the deliverables, you have to create a prototype or the blueprint of your app. That's a wireframe, and the database schema diagram has to be done. APKs, dashboard, reports, and demo video. These are all the final thing has to be submitted from your side. Future scope and enhancement ideas, you could have add the cloud sync, AI integration, automated AI performance analysis, gamified lead board, and for the motivation, you could have add all this for better implementation for the future scope of enhancement ideas. So evaluation parameters for this is functionalities for the 30%, UI for 25, code quality 20, innovation 15, demo and documentations for 10%. And final action, as I said, you prepare first before coding, get an idea of how you're creating, what you're creating, and how it's going to be done. After getting an idea, after doing this, then start the working on the side. So this is all about the today's session, how the project is to be done and how it's going to be given. So yeah, no need of worrying about it. The PDF will be shared to you in I guess in the Discord and all. And also the one more thing is I will soon will let you know what are all the projects you have to be done, and you can start your project. So this is all about today's session. We'll meet you at today's evening session, that is doubt clearing session at the 4:30 p.m. So thank you and all. Have a good day. If you're having any doubts and all regarding it, please mention in the discussion forum, and we'll take a note on it and we'll discuss in the evening classes. So I guess everyone got a clear picture of what are all the different major aspects is going to be implemented in some of different areas in your projects, right? Yes. So yeah. So thank you and all. Have a good day. We'll, as I said, we will meet up in the evening session. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone.